Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Imperfect Cheerleader podcast. We have a very special guest today on the podcast, my friend Dasja Johnson. And Dasja has cheered for the NFL for 4 years and danced in the NBA for 2 years. She currently works as a full-time data coordinator for one of the largest grocery retail groups in the East Coast, and she's loved this journey. She's currently finishing up her master's degree in business online part-time and hopes to graduate May 2026. Let's say you will graduate May 2026. Now, ain't
I
no hoping
will.
over here. You gonna graduate. Maybe even earlier. Who knows? Whatever God has in store for you.
Right.
And she did not mention this in her bio, but she was recently on the cast of Love Island USA as a bombshell in Casa Amor. Oh my gosh.
I was.
Deja Johnson to the podcast.
Thank you guys. Hi.
I'm so excited that you're here. Deja has been one of my friends since NFL dance and cheer and just since Top Cats really. So I do want to get into a little discussion about that. And we have this is actually a Wednesday that we're recording, y'all, and we have some wine. Like I have some wine. It's a little
Yes,
wine
wine
down
down
Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
Wednesday. I might have to make this a theme. I love
No,
this.
you should.
Yeah. Okay, now let's get into it. So, like I said, and like we all know, you've had experience dancing in the NFL and in the NBA. So, from your experience, what do you think has been the biggest difference dancing for like each league? Like, are they really different or like what has been the biggest difference? I know there's different, but you have
Um,
experience.
yes. Okay. So, from what I've experienced, we all know that as far as home games go, NFL, you only have what, 8 to 10? And then for
Mhm.
NBA, you have about 40. So I would say that is a huge difference. It's a bigger time commitment for one. Also, you have practices on top of game days, which could be about 3 or 4 days a week. I just feel like NBA is a lot more time consuming. But the plus about the NBA is the games are shorter.
Mm, that's
Right,
true.
right.
Like 2 hours, right?
Yes, yes. Also, for the Panthers, you know that we don't have a dome.
Oh,
We don't
yeah.
have a dome. So we had to look cute in the sweat, rain, snow, all of it. Try to at least without sweating so hard.
The
And then
struggle.
NBA, you're inside.
Yes.
So I felt like whenever I started to dance for the NBA, I was like, oh wow, I still look good after this. Oh my God, I can do this all the time.
I know that's right. I wish.
Girl. But yeah, there's so many differences, but I really, really am thankful that I had a great experience with both of them, or just honestly having the opportunity to make both teams. So yeah, it was great. Great experience.
Yeah. And I know, so you did NFL first, right?
I did,
And
yes.
then NBA. Did you make it the first try for both teams?
I did, which is crazy.
Wow. So, okay, to that point, you seem to be, and you are, really good at making teams of like t the first time. And you're obviously a beautiful dancer, you're a beautiful person inside and out. And you, to me, you're welcome. You, to me, have that it factor. And you give off this like it girl energy that like we all love and want to be like. So, I think it's part of the reason why you've been so successful in dance and making teams the first try. Because a lot of people can't say that they've made an NFL and NBA team the first try. Like that's a huge, like little, humble brag there.
Girl.
So, a little humble brag. Okay, what do you think it is about you? And I mean, like, feel free, just brag on yourself a little bit. Like, what do you think it is about you that teams like, besides, of course, your amazing like performance quality, which we know you have, and we know is, something that you need to make a team. I mean, that's debatable these days, but like you've made it on the first time. Like, what do you think it was that like put you in position to make it on the first try?
I'm going to say
Don't be shy now. Just go
I'm
ahead.
not shy.
Tell it like it is. Say I'm just great. Like just we want to know.
Right. I feel like I'm just like such a humble person. I don't like to brag. I really don't.
This is your moment. This is your moment, Deja.
But honestly, I'm not afraid. I don't have fear. And
Mm,
I think that it shows whenever I'm performing, whenever I'm doing the interviews. They can just tell that I'm just a genuine person.
mm.
Um, I don't really know what else to say.
No, that's great. Being genuine is hard to find these days. Like, and I think it does come off genuine for you. Like, a lot of people may want to think of this like cookie cutter image that they must portray to be on a team where they think this is how you have to be, but they're not really being themselves. And I think when people say be yourself, like be yourself, it's so hard to like be like, okay, I don't know who else to be but myself. But when you
Right.
get in these environments, it's kind of like, oh, I feel like I should be like that person. Oh, you're comparing yourself to this person. And then you're like, oh, maybe I should be more like her. Well, yes, you can take away certain aspects of a person to kind of
Mhm.
like mold how you want to come off, but you can't completely change who you are to be somebody else. And I think you embody that so well just to be like yourself and to bring your own personality in situations. Deja and I were on the team together, and I just remember you being so just bubbly in yourself. Like you weren't afraid to take your pictures. Like that's who you were. And you just embraced it very well. Like you were so just yourself. I don't even know else to put it. And I think
Right. Okay.
it came
Oh,
off. And I think a lot of people can say that. So,
well, thank you. Thank you so
yes.
much.
Go ahead and
Because
give you your flowers.
well, I do want to also mention now that we're on it, the fact that I didn't come from a dance background. So I feel like 50% of me being myself, and my personality made me make these teams because I didn't come from that. I come from
Mm.
a cheer background where I didn't do like what pirouettes and leaps and all this. During auditions, I look like a freaking leaping frog. Okay. I look crazy.
No, you didn't.
At least I thought I did, but I made it look good.
You
I
made it. You really did.
but honestly, I'm just thankful. I really am.
Yeah. Now let's talk about that. You said you did not come from a dance background.
I
So
did not.
like I think you said cheer, right? You said cheer background and you did track, am I not mistaken?
Yes, ma'am. So yeah,
Okay.
I cheered, I did track, I did softball, babe. I did it all except for basketball.
So you are an athletic girly out here.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, a lot of our listeners can relate to you. And I think it's so inspiring to see people like you that don't come up in dance, but like have this dream to be on a pro cheer team. And you did it on the first try, which is amazing. So what was like your come up, I guess, as a child? And when did you know that you wanted to be on a pro team? Was it like at a young age? Like did you dance just like in your room at home? Like how did you how did you have this goal to be on to go pro?
Okay, I'm going to say that it was never my goal to become pro, to do any type of pro team at all. But what made me get into dancing was me and my cousins. We used to make up dance videos, well, make up dances off videos that we saw on TV. And then that's kind of how I got into dancing. Which year you still have your dances in your cheer competitions here and there, but not so much. But what actually made me want to go pro is I met someone that I was really close with that wanted to do it, and she wanted me to do it with her.
Hmm.
Right. And I was actually dating this guy at the time. So that's how I got to know her. But
Okay.
I knew nothing about pro dance, pro cheer. anything. I didn't even really watch sports like that. But once she told me about it, the whole process, I was like, I'm a little nervous to do it because I feel like back then I was a little shy. Um, but I was like, this is going to be completely out of my comfort zone, but I guess I'll do it with you.
That's so crazy that your friend like
Yeah, it was a friend that actually told me about it. And I am like a big believer that, God puts people in your life for a reason. And I
Mm,
do believe that it was meant for me to make that team, to move to Charlotte and just to like get out of the place that I was in currently. But yeah, that's how I
mm.
started dancing. Met a friend and made the team after that and did it for 6 years.
No, the rest is history, right?
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was great. It was honestly a good experience.
Yeah. Where did you live before moving to Charlotte?
So I am from Harrow, North Carolina. Very, very small country town. We don't even have a stoplight. We have a stop sign, but you can literally drive through it like I want to say within like 5 minutes.
Mm.
But yeah, that's where I'm from. But whenever I went to college, I obviously moved to Pembroke. Right after Pembroke, that's when I made the team and then moved to Charlotte.
What I want to know, and this might be a little controversial, but okay, which team, or I guess, yeah, which team did you like better in terms of NBA or NFL? I don't want to like make you choose any sides or anything, but like, and maybe if you don't want to answer that question, I mean, we all want you to, but like, are you more of a basketball or a football fan? Like, where are you thinking?
I am just going to be completely honest with you. I feel like whenever I was on my NFL team, we were so like worried to make a mistake
Yeah.
always,
Yeah.
you know? So I felt like we had to be on our toes. Not saying that I didn't have to be on my toes for NBA, but I felt like I didn't really get the chance to fully enjoy my experience.
Mm.
I enjoyed it, but I feel like I couldn't really fully be myself and show all my personality until I made the NBA team.
Really? That's so interesting because I feel like you were such a personality in the locker room, and it would have been cool to see you like be on a team, like NBA team with you to see that difference. But that's interesting.
I'm so happy that you saw that. I really am. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like the NBA it really like gave me that like it factor. I
Mm,
feel like I had like a whole makeover. I just felt
yeah.
like it. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed both. But if I had to pick a side, it would be NBA.
Awesome. That's really cool to know. And I think it also just depends on, like you said, like it depends on the culture of the team, it depends on the leadership, it depends on the coach that you have. So I think a lot of that plays into the fact of whether, you are like trying to, not make a mistake every practice, or you feel like you're gonna get in trouble for doing this one little thing. And I think a lot of shows like the DCC show on Netflix and a lot of like I don't know, a lot of teams are doing these like mini series shows. I think a lot of people are seeing that, and I think teams and coaches and directors are trying to kind of like not ease, the respectability
Mhm.
level,
Yeah.
where it's also like an opportunity for them to make it more of like an environment where it's welcoming and where dancers have the opportunity to be themselves. So
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, what would you say in the audition process for each team? What would you say was the hardest part about auditioning?
Oh my God. This question.
Be honest, be honest.
Okay. So Jasmine was on the team with me. Jasmine, you know that whenever it comes to me picking up choreography, um, the day of and then having to perform it, that is my like not my strong suit at all. So I feel like going into what was it round two or round three where we had to do that?
Ooh, yeah, around 2 or 3. That was so
That,
long ago.
oh my God, I know. Like,
It
but I
feels like.
feel like that part right there was the hardest for me. Like I was so hard on myself at that point,
Hmm.
and that's just not my strong suit. I got better after a while, but that was never my strong suit for NFL. And honestly, it got a little better with NBA, but I was still the same. I've just always been like that.
Mm,
I'm a take homer. So
yeah,
you give me something one night, let me take it home a day. I promise you, I will not look the same.
yeah.
It's gonna look
Interesting.
10 times better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was my weakness for both NFL and NBA. But going back to audition season for NBA, if I had to choose, um, I would probably say the same thing. But let me also add in talent night too, because you're not only learning the choreography that they give you, you have a talent night where you have to showcase a talent. And I am not a contemporary, not a lyrical dancer, but I could do some good hip hop. So I would do a little hip hop routine and call it a day. I'm also a good actor. So I did like a lip sync one year to Bruno Mars. Oh my God, they loved it. And I feel like that was my best talent of all.
Oh my gosh, I want to see the video of that. Can you send it to me? Do you have a video?
No, we couldn't
Dang,
record. We can't record those,
dang it.
sadly.
Uh,
But talent night is the fun. It's like the funnest night. It really is.
yeah, I always like, I don't know what I would do for a talent because my talent is dance. I never understood that when they ask you to do a talent, like it's kind of like a passion, I guess.
Hmm.
But like when they ask you to do a talent, I'm like, I dance. That is my talent. Like, can't you see that? Do I have to add on more? But I get it. I mean, you have to be creative with those types of things. I think like doing that Bruno Mars lip sync, I think is so perfect because like first of all, when I think about that, I think about, okay, this is gonna make somebody laugh, probably. Like, this is gonna make them like fall over. It's gonna be memorable. They're not gonna like stop talking about that. I assure you, after that audition and after you perform that, they probably maybe they went out to eat or something. Like, they were probably talking about that. And it got stuck in their head. It's like, okay, this girl, she doesn't take herself too seriously. Like, we know that she can, entertain in other ways. And it's creative, right? It's not like the
Yes.
normal contemporary or I don't know. For some reason, I think I remember somebody said I dribbled a basketball one year for their talent for the honeybees. And hey,
Wow.
I'm not knocking it. If you are good at dribbling a basketball and you can do some cool tricks, then more power to you. That's a talent.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. Because I could never. Okay.
Yes, I couldn't either. Like you guys, you gotta make do with what you got. So I love that you made that something out of nothing, basically. So,
I think they really enjoyed it because that same year they brought it back for me to like participate in halftime, and I was Bruno Mars. I like had the whole
um,
red two piece. I had some
yeah.
horses on. I had the hat, the wig, and the glasses. It was
Wow.
great.
Wait, do you have a video of that?
I think I have like a little snippet of somebody taking a video of the what is it, the Jumbotron?
Uh-huh.
But I also have pictures.
Ooh, we
So
want
if
to
you
see
want to see some
pictures.
pictures, I can see you
Yeah,
some pictures.
please. I'd love to see that. That's so fun. I love it. I feel like NBA always has those like themed fun like routines.
Yes. Also, I feel like that's what I really enjoyed a lot about NBA is that we had the opportunity to not just like do hip hop or just what lyrical. We had the option or the opportunity to do it all, you know?
Mm, yeah,
So that's what I really enjoyed about it.
that's really cool. So I think it's important for those auditioning to know like facts about the team,
Mhm.
right? And I know in the NFL, like in our audition at least, they would ask you an on-stage question before like you dance during finals, I think it is. Um, and some of those facts you need to know, like who were players on the team. Like, does that ever happen in Did that ever happen in your MBA auditions? And that's the first question. And then the second is like, what do you think is the most thing you need to know, like most important thing that you need to know for that audition, like facts wise?
I feel like for MBA, I want to say the 2 years that I did it, they didn't do that. But I was told that they used to do that. I don't
Mm,
know why they stopped the 2 years that I did it, but they used to be very, very strict about you need to know what team you're auditioning for, which I totally understand. But yeah, my 2 years of me being on that team, it wasn't a thing. Now, for the Panthers, it was a thing.
it was a big thing.
Was a big thing. It's like whenever I want to say our first year auditioning, I think Rochelle, I can't even remember the question that she asked me, but she was like, so when did I'm just gonna come up with a question. So when did the what was it, the first year that we had the program, like when did it first start? And I like told them a year, but I got it wrong.
Hey, as long I feel like in those situations, as long as you are confident in it, if you say the wrong year, you better say the wrong year confidently.
I did. I said it with confidence. I was only 1 year off, I think, but still, it's like you have to know what team you're auditioning for. You have to
Mhm.
know the history behind it.
And I
Because
also think, go ahead.
now I was gonna say, because if you don't, you might look crazy, but just be confident.
Yes.
If you answer wrong, just be confident. It's okay.
Yes. Be wrong and confident. I
Yes.
love that. Like it's better to be like it's not I mean it's better to be right, but if you're going to be wrong, just be confident about it. Like say it like you know it's the best thing out there and it's like nobody can tell you otherwise. You say it so confidently like that the judges think that they're wrong and they might be wrong. It's like, "Wait, is that the year?" Like
Right. They're probably, let me look at my paper. Is that
right.
the year?
Yes, I think, and I also think it's important to note that, like, I don't, it's important to know those facts, but don't like waste your time obsessing over like memorizing every single little thing. Yes, it's important, but it's like that's a small part of the audition process. And I mean, will it really make or break you? Maybe, but nobody really knows, right? Nobody
Nobody
really knows,
knows.
or nobody's in the room, right? Um, no, that's really cool. So you mentioned earlier that picking up choreography was like one of your hardest things, um, and you were a take home person. What do you think, um, you did besides like taking home? Did you do any other thing besides that to help you, learn choreography faster? A lot of the girls and women and men sometimes that listen to this podcast they have some struggles with picking up choreography. And I think we all do at some point in our dance career, but they
Mhm.
find things along the way that help them. What do you think that was for you?
Repetitive. I had to keep doing it over and over again. Like even when I had my little downtime, I think I had a gym job at the time I first made the team. Any downtime I had, I was always going over the dance just
Mm,
because it just frustrated me knowing that I couldn't pick up that choreography same day. I always had to practice it. So I would just say muscle memory. You just have to keep doing it over and over again. That's really the only thing that helped me.
yeah. And you also said that, well, you said you were a take-home person.
I am.
So I think that's super important because like the sleep that you get helps your brain like rest. So also like that is so important to note. Just rest and then get up the next day and try it again. But having that downtime is helpful, and I think it shows how bad you want it. Like you, anytime that you're like, okay, I need to go through this dance. Like I might be sitting in my desk one day, and I'm like, okay, I have a break. Let me get up and do this dance real quick. Turn on some music. Especially that's really helpful when you're working from home. But like if you have a
Yes.
gym that allows you to do that, then that's amazing too. So everybody take that advice from Deja. So Let's talk makeup because one thing I remember about Deja, honey, is she always had a beat face, and still to this day has that face beat. So, what would you say is your best makeup tip that you can give to our listeners?
Oh my gosh. As far as products,
Yeah, anything, products, but the way you apply it, the order in which you apply it.
for me, everybody does their order differently, but for me, whatever I'm using, it works for me. So I always start out with my eyebrows, get them together, line them out. I go in with my eyeshadow, do my lashes, and then I go and start to do my face with my foundation. Foundation, you have to have a good foundation. If you sweat a lot like me, you need to get Estee Lauder Double Wear.
Mm,
Estee Lauder Double Wear is some great foundation, especially if you sweat a lot, and it will stay on your face. So please invest in a good foundation and then as well as a good concealer. So after I get done with my foundation, I'll go in and put I think it's called Tarte or Shape Tape
mm,
concealer. I'll go underneath my eyes. I'll do a little line on my nose, putting some on my chin. I'll blend it out really good, and then I go with a contour. I
mm,
used to do not contour until NBA,
mm,
and it makes a difference. So I contour out my nose. I go in with my cheeks, do a little bit on my around my forehead, blend it in really well. Also, I include it in a translucent powder so that my makeup will not move. It's just a little powder. It literally is just powder. But it's like white powder. You just put it underneath your eyes, a little bit on your forehead, maybe around your nose area. If your makeup comes off a little bit in those areas, go ahead and put some there, and then a little dot on my chin. After I do that, I'll blend it all out with some good old powder. I use MAC Studio Fix. I'll go in with my blush, and then to finish, I can't forget eyes, so I do go in with the little eyeliner. I put eyeshadow underneath my lash line, and then I go in and do my lips. That's the last thing that I do when it comes to my makeup.
mm,
To set it, I used to use all nighter, but now I think I use something called air spun. Please forgive me
mm,
if I'm saying it wrong, but
mm.
it starts with the A.
Okay.
Support. Really, really, really good.
I've heard that Patrick, what's his name? Patrick Ty, is that his name? It's like a YouTuber makeup artist. Patrick Star, maybe. Is it Patrick Star? I can't remember. Some Patrick somebody.
Okay, that name sounds familiar. Patrick Starr.
He I've heard he has a really good setting spray. So
Hmm.
just for everybody out there.
Is it one
I
size?
I have no idea. I've never used it. I don't even know what it looks like, but I've heard that he has a good setting spray. And apparently Beyonce used it on her Renaissance tour, but I don't know how true that is. But her face was really looked really good while she was up there sweating. I mean, of course she has really good makeup artists and, a team around her, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, I've heard Patrick Star. I don't know, Patrick Star. Patrick something. He has a great setting spray too.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Hmm.
But yeah, Air, I've heard one size was a really, really, really good setting spray. I haven't used it before, but I heard it's really good.
Yeah. Also noticed that you said you put your eyes on first. And that's something I might need to try because I don't do that. I usually do my primer, then foundation, then
Mhm.
my uh I guess concealer and then contour, then eyebrows, and then I do my eyeshadow. Like eyeshadow is like kind of like the second or eyes, I guess in general, like eyeshadow, liner,
Uh-huh.
and mascara. If I'm not wearing lashes, I usually do
Yeah.
that, then do my lips. So that's interesting. I
Well,
might have to try that.
you should. The only reason why I do it first is because, sometimes eyeshadow drips, it comes down, like the powder
Mm.
comes down sometimes.
Oh.
So that's why I don't want to like get it on my foundation. So I go ahead and get that out the way first. and then
Got
go
it.
with my foundation and concealer.
Oh, I didn't know that. Are you talking about like the powder gets on your face?
Yeah, sometimes it gets on your face. Like it just
Oh,
pushes
interesting.
down. Girl, don't ask me how. It just
I know what you're talking about though. Like if it's like shiny and shimmery, sometimes it can like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
try to avoid that. But I did learn how to do my makeup off YouTube if you're wondering.
Yes, YouTube has really great videos for makeup
Hmm.
and hair, I will say. If you have
And
natural hair, at least, too.
yeah.
So amongst friends, like we call you Director Deja. Like,
Why?
you know why. Girl, you're always, you know how to pose, okay? Like
Oh, that.
you
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
you are Director Deja. And when a camera's out, you're like, I'm ready. And then if you need to post somebody, you're like, okay, no, you put your finger there. You need to tilt your head this way. You need to get this angle. You are Director Deja because you know how to pose and your pictures always look so good. So, what tips would you tell our listeners about posing for the camera? Because we know being part of a pro team is it's important to know how to pose and be comfortable in front of a camera, like
Yeah.
knowing your angles and all that jazz. So, what tips would you have for posing?
Posing, get in front of a mirror, honey. I feel like that is the best way to figure out what looks good on you. Because if you don't practice, then you're never gonna really know, in my opinion. Also learn how to smize with your eyes.
Mm.
I love to tell people to smize whenever I see like their eyes are like looking like really, really big. But
Yes.
I don't know, it just gives the photo a good like, oh wow, something is it about that.
Mm. Yeah, it's
But
something like
yeah,
she's trying to tell me something without words.
right. She told me something with her eyes, and I'm here for
Yes.
it. So yeah, I'm so big on smizing, but I'm really, really big on practicing in the mirror.
Mm.
That's a good tip that I can give you. And just be confident.
Hmm. How would you, some people are afraid to like be behind the camera and when the camera comes out, they're kind of like they get shy and it's hard to bring out that confidence. What would you say to that, like in terms of tips and being comfortable behind a camera? Because we know you got it. You were probably born with it, like it's Maybelline. But
Oh
for
my
the rest of
God.
us, like, what would you say?
How to be comfortable behind the camera. Oh my God. I feel like sometimes that's, I'm not going to say it's hard for me, but what makes it easier is like literally having a mirror there.
Mm,
or or just act like nobody's in the room. Act like it's just you in your mirror or in your room, just like doing whatever in front of a mirror.
you have to stay in the zone.
Yes, you have to stay in the zone. Because during those photo shoots, people are going to be, you're not going to be the only one in there. You're going to have your coach, you're going to have the photographers, and then sometimes you have another person in there, maybe like a social media person, but you just have to practice. You have got to stay in your zone,
Mm,
literally, or zone them out and just, I don't know, get in a good headspace where it's just you in your own zone, focusing, having a good time.
hmm. I feel like when people do maybe practice in front of like people that they know, so that when they get in front of people that they don't know, it's a little easier. So like if you have friends and you want to like do a little mini photo shoot, then like that could help as well because it doesn't come naturally to everyone.
It
So
doesn't.
I love that advice of just taking out a mirror or getting in front of a mirror and practicing. Like y'all find mirrors wherever you find a mirror, just like start posing in it, like just think like you are the SHIT. Like
Literally. Literally. I feel like I do that on a daily basis.
you do. I believe it. I believe it.
Oh my God, I went in Old Navy the other day and I tried on this like big old puffer jacket because I'm going to New York soon. But I was like, oh, this jacket looks so good on me. And then somebody was like behind me and she was like, yeah, it really does look really good on
Yes. I love that. It's so funny because I can totally picture you like saying that, and I could picture like the whole scenario in my head. Everybody get that confidence like Deja. Like just
me.
that's another way. Like if you're trying on outfits, like go out of your fitting room and look in the mirror, say some like confident things about yourself, and who knows, somebody else might think the same.
Literally.
So, what would you say? We talked a little bit about like culture and environment on teams and how that can come down to like who your coaches are. So, what's something that you admire about each of your pro dance coaches that you've had?
I'm gonna say for Brandy, she was just always willing to just be there for us through anything. Literally, if we had an issue or just wanted to pull her to the side, I was never afraid to do that. She was just so, I don't know, just like willing.
Open arms, come
Willing
here.
to help. And I really, really enjoyed that. Also, she never, not really never, but she never treated any person differently. We all were treated the same. And I really, really love that about her. She's just a genuine person. Another thing is some of the opportunities that she gave for our team, which was like for Black History Month, for an example. We all get our own photo shoots, like we look really good. I feel like having stuff like that really shows like, oh, this team really like they're on their stuff. Like they're doing things that a lot of teams don't do or didn't do in the past. And I feel like that really like made her stand out, which is what I
Mhm.
really enjoyed. So yeah. Um, okay, so for the Panthers, we had different coaches, like for what, two
I feel like every season.
every year. It's like you just never knew what was gonna happen.
It was a bit of a long trend. Yeah, it's long transitions period.
Literally. It's really hard to say because we just had so many different people come in and out. So I don't know. I need to think on this one because I didn't think.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that because like it's hard to really get that relationship quality from somebody if they're only there for a certain period of time. It's like that longevity in a relationship matters,
Yeah,
right? So I get that. But think on it.
I will.
Yeah. And beautiful what you said about Brandy. That's so beautiful. I've heard amazing things about Brandy, so shout out to Coach Brandy.
Yes, we love you, Coach B.
You said that one of your favorite quotes is you can't make decisions based on fear and the possibility of what might happen, which is by Michelle Obama. And you
Yes.
mentioned at the top of our interview that you don't have fear. And or maybe you probably have fear, but like you know how to overcome it. So why would you say is this your favorite quote?
Oh my God. I feel like I use that quote through like everyday life. um,
Hmm.
you cannot do something in fear and think you're going to get like something good out of it. Like it's okay to be nervous, but don't put fear in your heart because that could block your blessings in the long run. You have to
Hmm.
just if you feel like something is out of your comfort zone, just do it because you never know what's going to happen. And that's why I feel like that quote is like me.
Yeah.
It's literally me every day. Every day I go through life. That's me.
Mm,
I'm okay with trying something that I don't know what the outcome is going to be.
mm.
Just because you just never know what God has in store for you.
Wow, I am writing that down. Don't be afraid of trying something if you just because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Because the reality is we don't know what the outcome is going to be in anything we do.
Anything.
Anything. So you kind of, I mean, I love that you walk um through life like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like every day you say, okay, I'm gonna try this because why not? You only live one life and you don't get a second one, like as far as I know. But I think that's so important to know. And I love that you said that because I think it's important to for our listeners to hear that. Like if you think that you're not going to make a team and you choose not to audition because you think you're not going to make it, but you really want to be on this team, then chances are if you think it, like it might not happen. There's a lot of power and like your brain has a lot of power and like
Hmm.
what you say and what you think can come to pass, like whether it's
Literally,
positive or
that could be
negative.
your reality. If you're thinking that way, you have to be like
Yeah.
open-minded. You have to be.
A little delusional, a little
A
delulu,
little, yeah, you
as the kids say.
got yeah, you have to be, especially whenever you're auditioning for teams. Oh my God, you never know. You
Mm-mm,
cannot be fearful. If you're fearful there, they're gonna see it and you're gonna get cut. Just saying.
mm-hmm. That's
You
true.
you can't be fearful.
I love that. Okay, now I want to get into your reality show, like, you know, journey and your reality show experience. So that I think is so fun and so cool. So you were on Love Island, USA. Which season was it?
Season 5.
Season 5.
Casa
And
Amor.
Casa Amor. Yes, she was a
Mhm.
bombshell. She came in, and I'll let you talk about it, but I watched the season and I want to know like, and I know you've auditioned for other shows,
I
right?
I did, but this was the one that I got really, really far at. Like I've never made it that far before, so I just stuck with
Yeah. So
it.
what made you like want to audition to be on that show?
So I have a friend actually that was obsessed with the show, and she was like, "Daisha, you gotta watch this show. It's so good." And you know me, Jasmine. You know I was trying to get on a TV show. I didn't really care like really what it was. Not that I didn't care what it was, but
Hmm.
I wanted to be on a TV show.
Yeah.
So I watched the show and I was like, oh my God, I think I'm addicted to this show because I started watching the UK version. We all know for Love Island USA that it originated in the UK. So I
Hmm.
started to watch that and I was like, maybe I should apply.
It's that fearless mentality.
Maybe I should apply because you just never know what's going to happen. So I applied. I want to say it was like the end of November or like maybe mid-December. Um, and I had tons of interviews
Mm,
after that. But that whole process of interviews took months. So
mm.
you have to be willing to be patient. Like, okay, yeah, I applied to this. I don't know where it's going to take me, but am I willing to keep that process going, and just see what happens. So that's what I did. So I applied in like the end of November, beginning of December. I didn't know I was going to be on that show until July.
Mm.
A week or two, maybe it was a week and a half before they were flying people out.
What?
I had literally a week and a half to tell my job that I was leaving.
Wow. So did you have to leave your job completely?
You have to leave your job completely. My job put me on a leave, so whenever I came back, I was able to be in my role again. But yeah, you have to leave your job. They pay
Mm.
you there.
How
Once you
is
hit
that?
that flight, they're obviously paying for your flight too. But once you hit that flight, everything is paid for.
Nice.
Mhm. They do pay you like a weekly fee, which wasn't bad. It's pretty good.
Okay. That's really cool. Wow. So interested in this whole process. Like, I bet it was crazy finding out a week that you need to go to Fiji, right?
Yeah.
And having to tell your job, uproot your whole life from North Carolina to an island. What in the world? Like, did you have any moments where you were like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this? Are
Never.
you were whenever you got it, you were like, oh, I got to do this. Like, I'm doing it 100%.
Whenever they gave me the go ahead, get your go ahead and pack your bags. I said, hallelujah, I'm getting out of here. Because they're gonna pay me to be on this island for about 8 weeks. Absolutely, I'm going. When do
Okay.
you do that? When do you leave your job to be on the island and just get paid for it? Never.
Literally.
So yeah, I was really excited. But the only downfall about that, yeah, they can fly you out, but you don't know if you're gonna be on the show still.
What?
Yeah, you don't know because
So
they
what happens after that? Do they fly you out?
after they fly you out, you do have another round of interviews where you meet with the execs, which I am obsessed with. They're so cool. So you meet with the execs, and that's where they really like get a feel for you because they never met you before. This is your first, not really your first interaction, but first face to face interaction.
Mm,
Yeah. So they get a feel for you. But yeah, you never know what you're going to be, whether that's an OG cast, whether that's a bombshell, whether that's Casa More, or there were people that got flown out, sorry. Um, crazy over here. But yeah, there were people that were out there that did not make the show. Like they were out there that whole time or was like flown out maybe a few weeks after that did not make the show, but they still got paid.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And how are the people like on the show? Are they nice or like were there people that like weren't nice?
Oh my God, I think they all were like so nice because we were all like, what did we get ourselves? Like, what are we doing? That's why everybody was so nice. Like even to this day, like I can still talk to some of my Costco more people. We still hang out. Even some of the people that I didn't even see on the show, we still communicate via
Mhm.
Instagram. But yeah, I personally think that everybody is like super, super nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, how was filming like? When you get there and you find out you're going to be in the show on the show. First of all, like when did you find out you were going to be on the show? It's when you got to Fiji. Like after all the rounds and stuff. When did you find out?
I was, I think I found out,
Like how
well,
many
let me just
weeks?
start by saying I was sitting in the hotel for weeks. Yeah, I was
But talk
just
about that.
just
Why?
sitting in the hotel watching Netflix. I think I watched every show on Netflix.
And you
Um,
didn't have access. Did you have access to any like electronics or anything?
Whenever you first got there, you could have your phone for 2 weeks or a week
Mm.
and a half, and then they take them. So no, I was not on my phone. It was like me watching TV, working out. Like it was like a break from like phones
Mm.
overall, which I thought I was like okay with it, girl. I was like, oh wow, this is pretty good. Even though I was just in the hotel just chilling.
Yeah.
But yes, they do take your phone, so you don't have that. The only thing you have is the TV. You have a set time to go to the gym because you can't see anybody. You can't see any of the people that could be on the show.
Mm.
The only people that you're seeing are your travelers that take you to and from your hotel and to the gym.
Were you able to interact with anybody there? I feel like that's like solitary confinement. Like you can't. Could you
Just
interact?
literally just the people that were traveling me. Like they said,
Wow. How long did you do that? Like how long was that?
girl, it was like 4 or 5 weeks. I want to say it was about 4 weeks.
Like a month.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's wild.
So when I got on the show, I was like, dang, am I like okay to talk?
He's like,
like,
can I talk now? I don't want to
like
get kicked off.
I felt kind of weird when I got on the show because like you can't like they cut off communication from like everybody at that point. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I wasn't really having no conversations with
I
anybody.
mean, what if something happened at home? Like you needed, was there like a person that your family and friends could contact if they needed to absolutely get into contact with you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There's a whole nother team for that. But yes, they do let you like just they'll unlock your phone because you can't see anything. Like if they posted you, you can't see anything until you got out of the villa. So yeah, they would just put your information in, and then if you need to make a call, then you get on the phone and then take your phone away.
Mm, wow. For some reason, I feel like there was a group chat that you were in, and I don't think you had responded. We were also, we had speculated. We were like, we think Deja's probably doing a show. That's probably why she's not responding.
No way.
I don't know. I don't, maybe it wasn't. I just have this like memory in my brain where I'm like, okay, we know she's doing shows. She wants to do shows.
Mhm.
Maybe that's why she's not responding.
And I wasn't posting like
And you
for
weren't
a
posting.
long time, like to the point where somebody that I don't even talk to at all, I'm just cool with, messaged me. And they was like, "Hey, Deja, I haven't seen you post on Instagram, just checking in." I said,
Mm.
"Wow, that was so sweet. I'm glad you're thinking of me because
Aw.
I was ghost. I'm never ghost on Instagram."
Mm. On Instagram. Look at that, folks. On Instagram.
I was ghost. But yeah, it was crazy. It was
Mm.
insane, but it was a good experience.
Did you like being away from your phone that long? Like, because on our we're always on our phones, and I can only imagine like you having some type of withdrawal, like not having your phone all the time. But did you like it being away from reality?
It was good to be away from it. I'm not gonna lie. To just not have to think about anything. It was great. I'm not gonna lie. There were some points, obviously, where I wish I had my phone, but I was okay without having
That's
it.
good. Sometimes I wish I could just lock my phone away some days and just not even look at it.
It was a good break. I will say it was a good like little mental break. I didn't really care.
So behind the scenes, like what did filming look like? Are they filming like every single second of your day? Like do you have a time where, they're like, okay, is it like one, two, three, we're filming, one, two, three, four, five, go? Or what does that look like?
Um, they're filming every part. I think the latest, like we would go to bed late, guys. Like I want to say like 2 or 3 in the morning. You just never knew the time of night.
Every night?
Most nights, yes,
Oh,
filming because they like to have like activities. But you were getting filmed every single second. There's cameras everywhere, everywhere in the makeup room. There was cameras in the bathroom, but there was one bathroom that didn't have it if you felt awkward.
mm.
There were cameras everywhere. So if you think you weren't getting filmed, you were getting filmed every time.
So tell us about what Casa Amor actually is. For people that don't know what Love Island is, can you kind of maybe talk through what the show is and then what part of the show you were part of?
Right. So with Love Island, they always start out with what 10 OGs, which are the original cast. Throughout the TV show, they bring in bombshells, which I know with the OGs, they already have their own like little couples. So they bring in these bombshells to kind of test these relationships. So that's essentially what Casa Amor is. It's like after those OGs established those long like weeks of being in those relationships, Casa Amor is like the hugest test for those relationships because they split up the guys and the girls. The people that were in couples, they're split up. The guys go to a villa with all girls, which are the Casa Amor, new people, new bombshells. And then all of the other set of people go to another villa as well. So they call it the test, literally just to test those relationships or to see if there is somebody else out there that they like better. Basically, what dating is now, right?
Hmm. That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, that's essentially what Casa Amor is. Luckily, whenever I went to Casa Amor, a lot of the people that I liked were not in like set in stone relationships. So I try to steer clear of that because obviously, you're going to get some like hate or people throwing shade at you if you're talking to somebody
Mm.
that has been in the couple since day one and now he's talking to you.
So did you try to stay away from like all the drama? You didn't want to cause like any drama.
I no, I didn't really like want to be in the drama. Also, the people were really young at that. Like I
Mm.
could get if they were 28 and up. These
Yeah.
people, this cast for season 5 that I was in, they were like 21, 22, 23. What am I gonna do with that?
You got a point.
I'm sorry, age ain't nothing but a number. Let me just say that. But it's like they acted their age, right?
Hmm.
They weren't really mature. So yeah, I just went with the people that I thought that I liked and went from there.
So what happens? Say, I think when I watched it, I saw that you had some type of like, I don't know, maybe we call it a situationship with Mike,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I want to know, do y'all still talk? Or and like, no? Okay.
We do not. But we still follow each other on Instagram. We honestly, after the villa, we didn't really talk either. I think we talked like maybe once or twice, and then we all got together as a cast. I want to say it was like in November to do like a Friendsgiving, but he was talking to another girl that we were casted with.
Mm.
But I didn't meet her until we were down there. But literally, it was just a friend thing. But yeah, they were. I feel like we were like good friends after that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like nothing shady or anything. We were cool. But in the villa, it was weird.
Yeah. Was there anybody that you like really liked that maybe we didn't see on camera?
I feel like I liked Jonah. I thought he was cute.
Jonah. Was that the
And
guy, that British guy? Irish?
no, Jonah was the country one.
Oh, I don't remember that one. I feel like I've seen it so long ago.
I thought he was cute. Oh, you're talking about I can't think of his name right now.
I
But
can't either.
yes, I thought he was cute too.
Okay.
He's Australian.
Yes, he's Australian.
Mhm.
I'm about to look up Jonah. Okay, so what did you like about Jonah?
Oh my God, he was just a country bumpkin. He was so
I love that.
he was a country bumpkin. I think that's what I really liked about him. And he wasn't like afraid to be himself. He was
Mm,
very upfront. I wish I didn't, I guess, limit myself when I was in there. I wish I would have actually gotten to know a lot more people than what I did. But I wouldn't change it,
hmm.
honestly. Whatever happened, it was meant to happen. So
Yeah. Would you ever do like any shows like that again? Like any love dating shows?
I feel like I would do another one. I don't know what, but I feel like I would definitely do another one.
Okay. Yes. I mean, we know you like to be behind the camera. So, so I'm guessing that is in your future. Like you think you would see yourself on the big screen sometime in your future?
Maybe I would love to do a game show, something fun. Um, I just don't know what. I gotta do some more research. But yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I could see myself doing it again.
I definitely see you like on another show again. I feel like everybody loved you. So you didn't have like any drama, like any juice, like what you didn't have any juice that you want to share? Like I'm trying to like bring it
I
out.
didn't really have any drama.
That's
Um,
good.
no, there wasn't any drama outside of, us being girls whenever a guy wants somebody else and you're just like, but that's really all.
Yeah.
That's really all. There wasn't really any drama.
Who did Jonah end up with? Did he end up with somebody?
He ended up with Taylor on the show, but they didn't. I think I want to say they lasted two or three more episodes after that. Um,
Taylor. I'm thinking about, oh,
she was
I'm
also
thinking,
Casa More Girl with Me.
oh, okay. You know what I'm thinking about, so is Jonah not an OG? He was Casanmore.
Jonah was a bombshell.
He was Bombshell.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm thinking about Bergie.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Bergie was Bergie an OG. Bergie
He's
was
an
the
OG.
OG.
Yeah. He
He's
was
so
so
cool.
sweet.
He is honestly the sweetest human. He is so sweet. Seriously.
So is anybody still together these like today?
Bergie and Taylor are still together.
Yay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hannah and Marco are still together. Those were the winners of my season.
Yeah.
And I think that is all. Those are the ones.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by Hannah and Marco. They seem like they were like tight from the
They
beginning,
really did.
locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
They're
that they were
cute.
going to win that show. I knew they were going to win it. I did.
Yeah, and I love that Taylor. It just seemed like their relationship, like was Hannah and Marco. I feel like their relationship was just so like natural and mature and just comfortable. Like they were so comfortable with each other and like secure with each other.
Yes.
Even like yeah, they tried to throw a wrench with bringing Marco's ex on the show. I remember.
I was
Sorry,
like,
y'all.
where
I'm
did they bring
spoiling
this
alert for all of
from?
you. Like go back and watch it on is it Peacock? I don't remember. Yeah, Peacock. But yeah, they tried to throw a wrench in it when they were trying to bring his ex back on the show, but or to the show. But they were still strong at the end of the day. Like they were still like locked in. It's like she might have been upset, which I would be upset too. Like, why you got your ex up in here when we got this thing going on? But it was, I mean, it was the show producers trying to shake up something, which I get.
Right.
I get.
It was a twist that we didn't
Little
expect.
twist. But they ended up on the other side, so I'm glad that they did. Yeah, that's awesome. And Taylor and Bergie. Oh, I love
Yeah,
that. So
Taylor and
are they engaged? Like are both of those couples, you know if they're engaged? Like or
No, no. I mean, from what I've seen on Instagram, I don't think they're engaged, but they're definitely holding on strong in
what
Bling.
happened to the black couple?
Keenan and KK.
Yeah, Keegan and
I
KK.
love them two together. I think I want to say they broke up a few months after the show ended. I think they're
Oh,
really good friends now, but
yeah.
yeah, I think it was a distance thing for them.
Got you.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, and the other ones I'm sure I wasn't seeing those lasting either.
Oh
Other
my
relationships.
God.
But no, that's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. I think being on a show like that is so cool and like you never know what goes on behind the scenes. So it's cool like just seeing all of that. And do you still talk to the people that were on your cast today? Like do y'all still hang out? I think you mentioned that earlier.
Yes, so I think we took a trip like my birthday. I still
Oh,
hang out with Allie. She was a costume more girl with me.
okay.
And then I know Allie just messaged the group chat recently, and asking for a nausea and one of my other friends, Ashley, to come with us on another trip. So yeah, we still hang out. We still hang out. We're holding in there strong.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Do you watch the show now? Like do you watch the shows after you?
Absolutely. Like
What do you think about it?
season six was the best season of Love Island that they've had in a very long time.
What makes you say that?
The cast. The
Mm.
cast that they
USA
had
or UK?
for USA. I
Okay.
want to say USA was way better than UK this
Mm.
season.
Mm.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Honey,
It's good.
please go watch it. It is
Okay,
so
maybe.
good. The drama is there. Um, Odell Beckham brother is up there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, please go watch it. It's so good.
I've heard some things like around social media about the show, this last cast, and how much drama it was, but I don't know about like everything. You know, I watched it for you, right? That season I watched for you, but I might go back and watch if I don't have anything to do, you know.
Oh my God, I promise you, you're gonna be hooked. Just
Do you
watch.
typically like reality shows like that just in general? Because I have friends that just that is their guilty pleasure, just reality shows. My guilty pleasure, I like to watch the Kardashians. But like that's the only one reality show I feel like that is my guilty pleasure. But like people love shows. I have one friend who's always watching like 30 Day, 90 Day Fiance and like Married at First Sight and all those shows. Like, are you into that?
I am into that. I love Love Island for one. I love Island USA, UK. I love Love is Blind, The Ultimatum, girl, the list goes on. I,
Somebody asked me the other day about the ultimatum, I think, if I've seen it.
for this season, oh my
I think.
God, new episodes came out tonight, which I will be watching after this. This season is really good. Go watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. So we talked about like other reality shows in your future, but what about any other teams? Do you think there are any other teams in your future? Dance teams?
I want to say absolutely not because
That's very honest. I love it though. I love honesty.
um no, I don't. I feel like my 6 years, well, my 4 years in the NFL, my 2 years in the NBA gave me everything I like could ask for when
Mm.
it comes to my dancing career. Um, and no, I feel at peace with where I'm at so far. So no, I'm okay on it. My body is screaming for help. No.
I get that. I totally get that.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good on it.
Good. Well, that's good. It's good to know that you're in a place where you're like settled and you're okay. You can look back on your experiences and say, I gave everything that I gave and
Yeah.
I'm good. Is that why you chose to retire both teams? It's like you got everything you wanted out of the
I got everything I wanted.
experience.
Yes, that is why I chose to retire. I don't know. I just feel like I'm at a place, well, for one, I don't want to tell my age, but let me just go ahead and say I'll be 30 in April. And I just feel like I just want to enjoy my time, my free time that I have, enjoy my school. I'll be finishing up next year. I know we started off the podcast and I said maybe 2026, but
Hmm.
I found out today it's going to be December 2025.
Oh, yay. Like a year from now.
But yes, I feel like I'm doing so many other things right now. I don't have the time for it, but I'm also like happy without doing it anymore. I enjoyed my time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. Yay. Well, we're going to get into some rapid fire questions now, and they're going to be, I'm going to say something very quick, and you're just going to react to it,
Okay.
and we'll go from there. Sound good? Okay. They're kind of like dance related, so just note that in the back of your mind. Some of them aren't, some of them are. Okay, your favorite style of dance?
Hip hop.
Hip hop?
Yeah.
And speak just a little louder so we can hear you.
Okay.
Your favorite dance music video?
Favorite dance music video?
Yeah, like I'm thinking like Thriller or like where they're actually like dancing and you can like learn the choreography.
OMG. Oh my God, this is not going to be a fire answer question.
Okay. We can come back to it if you want.
Yeah, let's come back to that one.
Okay. Your favorite performer?
Beyonce.
Hey, what's
And
the
Chris Brown. Let me add another one.
he's I haven't seen him in concert, but I've heard he's really good, so I need to make a note of that before he stops performing. What's the craziest place that you've performed in? Or where's the crazy place that you performed in?
I don't have a crazy place that I performed in. I mean, they've been like in public. I mean, I don't know. Field.
That's okay. I just know some people have like crazy just stories of where they've performed, like a setup stage that like looks like it's about to fall down. Like I don't know. Maybe that's not your testimony. I'm glad that it's not because
Not a crazy place that I performed at. I'm sorry. They're gonna be like, "Oh, this girl's boring."
no, it's okay. I feel like yeah, that's a good thing that you don't have a place because that means like the people that were running your teams were like, you're not going to perform here unless it's like an actual stage with music that we can play. So that's good. Who was the last person you called?
My mom.
What was the hardest show you ever auditioned for, and why was it so hard? Reality
Mm,
show.
the hardest reality show, probably Big Brother. That show is so hard to get on. It's so hard
Big
to
Brother.
yeah. Like
What
it's
is it
so
about?
hard to get even past the video, like the you make it video for them. They view it. If they like you, they'll reach back out to you.
Mm.
I I think I was reached out. Well, someone had reached out to me through Instagram about it. But after that, I tried to get back on, like to hear from somebody again and didn't. I'm just like, dang, y'all must not.
Mm. One day, one day, one day,
One
one good
day.
day. Tell us something that we don't know about you.
Oh, something that you don't know about me is I'm actually trying to gain weight.
Oh, okay. Trying to gain weight in a particular
So
area. I'm at.
I'm a gym freak. I'm trying to gain some muscle, trying to get thick in my legs.
Let's just start out. You have a great body.
Oh,
So, but
thank
I'm
you.
sure any weight gain will look great on you.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks,
You're
girl.
welcome. What is your favorite makeup product you're using right now?
My foundation, Estee
The
Lauder.
Estee Lauder.
Yes.
I wrote that one down.
I will never go back to anything else.
Mm.
Mhm.
You gave me a lot of great tips on makeup before, so like, yes. Actually, this lipstick that I'm wearing,
Uh-huh.
I got from, I think you told me about it, the MAC lipstick.
Girl, is it Whirl?
Yes, I love
Oh my
it.
God.
It's
I
so
need to
good.
get some of that because I started using this Anastasia one that they don't even have the color anymore. So I
Mm.
need more of a nude type look.
Yeah,
I love nude. I need to get that again.
yeah. You told me about that one. So thanks.
Of course.
What is where's the best place to buy hair or hair products?
For natural hair or just hair in general?
Just hair in general.
Mm, I literally go to Tyson's.
Yes, I love that.
Tyson's.
Tyson's has everything.
Mhm. Yes, they do.
Uh, what is your most embarrassing moment in dance?
Why did you have to ask me this? Because we all know. Well, the people that are listening do not know, but you and I know. Okay. So one day we were in practice. I was on the I was a top cat at the time, and I typically wear wigs for any game days, practices, or whatever. But that day I didn't sew my wig down, and we had to do. I don't know what dance it was, but at the end of the dance, we had to do a hair flip. Oh my God. Oh my God. Whenever we ended that dance, the wig was on the floor and it was just me standing up with my straight backs. And everybody started to laugh. The coach at the time didn't even notice until she looked over because everybody was laughing. So I was, yeah, I would have to say that would be the most embarrassing moment that I
I
ever
will
had.
never, I will never forget that. It was so funny. I think we all needed that laugh though that day because
Like
it was,
even she laughed.
yeah, even she laughed. I think eventually she laughed, yes.
She
She didn't
did
know what was going
eventually.
on. Yeah.
Like, I think after that she was like, "Yeah, make sure you like sew it down."
Yes.
She didn't say it in a nice way, but she was like, "No, this girl hair did." In her head, she was like, "No, this girl hair didn't just come off her head." But she laughed it off at the end.
I am just glad that happened in practice and not on the field.
Well, I would have never went on the field without it being sold down.
There you
Um,
go.
I don't even know why I went to practice without it being sold down.
You knew we had that hair flip coming.
Oh my God. And we were sweating so much that got to be did not got to be that night. It just it did not stay. So another thing, wigs, please invest in a good lace front glue, please.
Oh my gosh.
Cassidy did not work for me.
That story is like etched in my memory for forever. It's so funny. I love that. Um, who is the most famous person in your phone?
The most famous person in my phone. I wish it was Chris Brown because I'm obsessed with him, but it's not. um, I guess some of the cast members that were on the cast, uh, maybe some of the seasons of Love Island before me.
Mm.
That's it.
Oh, cool. Cool. What is your guilty pleasure?
Um, you're just like, what is she about to say?
Just say it.
um, guilty pleasure. I am obsessed with gummy bears.
With what?
Gummy bears.
Gummy bears? Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Literally, and it's only one particular kind that I eat. I won't eat nothing else. It's the Haribo brand.
Oh, the Harbo. Yes, those are actually really good.
Yeah, I love them. I don't need anything else. Do not give me a Walgreens brand, Food Line, none of that. Just give me Haribo.
I love that. What was the last song you listened to?
New R&R by Hancho and Mariah the Scientist.
Ooh, I might have to listen to that one.
That's that song.
You're an R&B girly.
I am oh my God, I am. It's literally my fave. But I do like all genres, but R&B is like my number one.
Up there. Yeah. I
Mhm.
like to see your Spotify Wrapped or Apple Music Replay Wrapped or whatever.
Girl, Chris Brown was number one.
Who's your favorite artist right now? I have a feeling I know what you're gonna say.
But
Chris Brown?
yeah, I just say Chris Brown.
And what about of all time?
Of all God, he could be all time too.
Did you see him in Charlotte? Wait, did he come to Charlotte?
I did not, but I would say of all time, I would probably say Drake. I did go see Drake
Oh,
whenever he was here.
I saw him too.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay, you're staying by Drake. You're a loyal Drake fan,
I
even
am.
amidst all of the beef.
I am. I think Drake was like my number two on my list for the replay this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So number one was Chris Brown, then it was Drake.
We love a good Drake playlist. He
Mhm.
has a lot of great hits.
Yes.
Last one is what is your one piece of audition advice?
Oh my God, just be you, be confident, don't be fearful. Literally all the things that we talked about earlier, and just smile through it all, even when you mess up.
That is a big one. Smile throughout, even when you mess up.
Mhm.
So true. Thank you so much, Deja. This was amazing.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God, I had a
gosh.
blast. Thank you for having me.
Of course. This was so much fun. I love that. Like, you're so inspiring, and I love that you're just yourself and I'm sure you've inspired so many other people out there to just follow their dreams and be fearless and just go after it with confidence and with a smile on their face. So, is there anything else that you want to add?
There is not, but I would like to say if you need any more advice, please feel free to reach out.
Yes, on that note,
Anytime.
can you tell people where to find you, whether it's on social media or whatever, put yourself out
Absolutely.
there.
On Instagram, you can find me at Dasja, that's Dasja Mercedes. Same thing for Facebook. If you're a Facebook girly or whoever, you can find me at Dasja Johnson instead of Dasja Mercedes. So
Gotcha.
Instagram, Dasja Mercedes, Facebook, Dasja Johnson.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining, Deja. This was a blast. Love this.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Imperfect Cheerleader podcast. Taking the time to listen while you're busy with all of life's responsibilities means the world to me. If you enjoyed this episode, here are a few ways you can support ICP. Number 1, hit the subscribe button so you always get newly released episodes and never miss them. Number 2, take a screenshot of the episode you listened to and tag at the professional cheerleader on Instagram. We love to repost your tags and shout you out in our stories. Number 3, write a review. This is the best way to show your support for the podcast and helps us bring on even better guests, interviews, and topics. I hope you have a wonderful day, morning, or night, wherever you may be, and are continuing to work towards your goals of becoming a professional cheerleader, dancer, or just someone who loves to move. I'll see you later on another episode of the Imperfect Cheerleader Podcast. Remember, stay frosty, friends. Toodles for now.